Hello and welcome to Tavern's Narrated Heroics. I hadn't seen too many people doing these on YouTube, so I figured I'd throw one up and see if it gets any views. Um, Basically what I have today is I have my daily heroic from the Auto Finder, the new dungeon finder. It's Trial of the Champion. Actually, the first one I recorded didn't end up recording alright. I had Halls of Reflection, which was retarded, and I didn't decide to upload that one because it ended up being retarded. So I did Trial of the Champion. I had a rogue buddy of mine that needed to go through, so I gave him an insta queue. It's like a 2-second queue with a tank. So with these videos, I'm just starting to post them. I've got a couple heroics backlog that I would like to post up to YouTube, just to give people kind of a walkthroughs with the heroics, as well as just something to watch. I've seen people do this with other games, and I figured, the daily heroic is a good way to do it. I don't really do any raiding. I basically run heroics. I've got a 80 priest, paladin, and a mage. Not all on the same server. 2 of them are on the same server. As you can see right there, I paused for a minute. I realized I had a messenger still up on another computer, and I was turning that off. But anyway, you have to do this BS with the vehicles. Everybody who's ever run it knows what to do here. I'm going to switch on my horse. Another thing that I don't see a lot of people do when I run this heroic is you don't have to dismount your horse to get on another one. You can just run by a horse, dismount, just by right-clicking on it. You'll jump on a new one without having to worry about getting trampled. I see so many people wipe to that. Not wipe necessarily, but die to that. I've never wiped in this instance recently. It's a buddy of mine and me in here, so we had a fairly decent group. We ended up having a really shitty hunter with us, but he did alright. So anyway, you have to do this, and it's pretty boring. I know why they have it in here. It'd be stupid just to come in here and be able to do 3 bosses every day, so you just have to live through this. Wasn't a big deal to get through it. Everybody was pretty familiar with the instance. Swap all your everything, and we decided to go ahead and start. So we ended up with the shaman, the mage, and the hunter. I picked an order that nobody even followed anyway. So if you've never done this fight, which I find it hard to believe that anybody who's been 80 for a while has never done this fight, but it's basically an arena fight, but not totally, because you can actually hold aggro on these guys. The mage has a blast nova. She does bunch of fireballs, bunch of fire spells. The hunter has a disengage. He will disengage and jump back and shoot at you. The shaman heals, but from what I've been able to tell, he only heals himself. I've never had a problem with this instance. They're just heroics. I don't expect anybody to comment and be like, wow, this is incredibly hard, because everybody's way too overpowered for this anymore. So we get them down, and we have the tanking ring drop, and I'll zoom in on that and slow the video down so you can take a look at that. I don't know how good the quality is going to be with this, but we had the tanking ring drop. I don't even know what it's called. I already have it equipped, so just went with the DE. And if you can read my chat, you can see that I'm bad-mouthing everybody. And we were thinking about bailing here, because we were after boots from the first boss, actually. So we got that down fairly easily. I dive right in here. These packs have a healer that needs to be down first, and then the monk, I don't know what I know they all have their specific abilities. I don't pay attention enough to realize it. I know that one of them mind controls, one of them drops a light well that does damage. I just brought up my video recording software there. And then when the monk dies in heroic version, he bubbles, and the bubble reduces your attack speed by like 50%. It's a nasty debuff. You can avoid it by Pallies can Blessing of Protection out of, or not Blessing of Protection, excuse me, Blessing of Freedom out of it. So we just go through and we clear these packs, and there's 2 possible bosses from this one here if you've never done the heroic. Some people haven't done the 80 yet, and they might catch these videos. So there's 2 possible bosses. This one has 2 major mechanics. He's literally, in my opinion, the easiest heroic boss fight out there. He does one where it gives you a giant macro in the middle of your screen. You'll see it come up. That I'm bad-mouthing the hunter right here. He said that he was scared of our DPS, and he was doing like 1900 DPS, and he said that he was scared of our DPS, and I said I was scared of it. Well, actually, the lack there of his DPS. So we had a little spat there, but anyway, the 2 major mechanics of this is when he does that one was his macro, or his emote for he targets someone and stuns them and throws a hammer of wrath at them. If you're a pally or priest, or I don't know what else dispels magic, but if you're one of those two classes, you can dispel it. And we get him down. The other one is he does an irradiating blast or whatever it's called, radiant blast, something like that. We got the one-handed mace to drop, and I believe it's leather gloves. Yeah, leather gloves. I think they're attack power. I don't know. You can zoom in on there if you really care. I'm sure that people know what drops off of this instance. Anyway, back to his mechanic. He does a blind. Basically, all you have to do is turn your camera away from him. Actually, you have to turn your character. If you turn your camera, you're still going to get hit. As long as your character is physically not looking at him, you'll be able to get out of it. There's another priest that hopefully when I get this as a heroic again, I'll be able to go over her fight as well. So anyway, we had I forgot to mention the group makeup we had here. We had a paladin, which was me, protection. We had a what looked to be survival hunter, holy priest, and my buddy is a mutilate rogue, and then we had a fury warrior who ended up blowing compared to his gear. But with this fight, you DPS him down. He has a pet. Try to hold dagger on the pet. He jumps around. Once he dies the first time, he summons a bunch of adds. He does Army of the Dead. He throws around that. If you see in the back corner there, he drops a debuff. You need to run out of that. It slows you down. It does a couple other nasty things. So anyway, you want to try to kite these things because he blows them up. So once you get that down, he turns into a ghost and he does massive AoE and will target somebody who will take additional damage. With this one we were lucky and we got him down. And anyway, you can see the loot here. We got the gun and the boots. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, I'm going to keep posting them. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'm going to post these up. And it's just going to be a simple narration of heroics. And if I get into a raid, I might try to do that too. It just slows down my computer. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you next time.